Hello and welcome to the Hellenic Odyssey kitchen. I'm Kelly and I will be your host for today. In this video we are going to learn how to make Cretan Patoudes. Cretan Patoudes are a biscuit which are enclosed in a nut and spice mixture which has been drenched in a sugar syrup. Those biscuits are then baked in the oven, and once they come out and they have cooled down, they are then dusted with icing sugar. So let's get started with making our Cretan Patoudes, which are basically made in the one bowl. You will need half a cup of olive oil, a third of a cup of sugar, quarter of a cup of water, and 40 ml of Cretan Patoudes. You can use brandy or cognac. I'm just going to use a fork to mix those together until they emulsify slightly. Now to this mixture, we are going to add a quarter of a teaspoon of bicarb soda to 60 ml of orange juice. And you'll notice that that starts to fizz up. That's what we want. We want it to activate. And then add it to the rest of the mixture. I then add half a teaspoon of baking powder to 400 grams of plain flour. Just give that a mix. And then incrementally start adding that into our wet mixture. I'll start with half. Once it comes together, there's no need to work it too long. Pop it back into the bowl and let it rest for 30 minutes. While we wait for our dough to rest, we need to prepare our filling. So what I have here is equal amounts of almonds and walnuts, but of course you can use any combination that you like. We have a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of clove, quarter of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and a teaspoon of vanillin sugar. And I have gone ahead and made a simple sugar syrup with a quarter of a cup of sugar, quarter of a cup of water, and a quarter of a cup of honey. And all we are going to do is bring these three components together. So let's go ahead and do that. So we take a portion of the dough, press it down, and then we're going to use a rolling pin to flatten it out as much as we possibly can. Add 1 teaspoon of the mixture into the center of the sheet. Then we're going to fold it over. And I like to press it down just a little bit. And then using a cookie cutter, we are going to cut a semicircle shape. And I like to use my fingers to pinch along the edge of the pastry and join it together. And there you have it. Place the patoudes on a tray lined with baking paper and bake for about 15 to 20 minutes at 180 degrees fan forced. Take the patoudes out of the oven and place them on wire racks until they are cool enough to be dusted with icing sugar. Now there's only one thing left to do, and that is to taste our Cretan Patoudes. They are delicious. And that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope that you have now learned how to make Cretan Patoudes and that you will attempt to make them in your very own kitchen and be transported to Crete momentarily. I look forward to seeing you next time.